Okay, well, good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Green from Florida, and tonight we're going to talk about the crossruff. How to crossruff, when to crossruff, and which suits do we start with first? And I have a theory about crossruffing. I'm going to mention it to you now that if ever you have to crossruff, there are two very important points we need to know about a crossruff hand. Number one, you should always cash your side winners first, because if you don't, the opponents will discard those cards and you won't even make your top cards in those side suits. That's number one. Number two, when you come to do a crossruff, always crossruff with the longer suit first. If you ruff with the short suit first, you get into trouble. So those are the two most important points I want to mention tonight. I'm going to share the screen with you now, and we'll get on with it. Now, what happened to that? Let me try again. Get back to the sharing of the screen. 1 second. What happened was BBO got lost out of me already. Okay, just let me get back into BBO. I won't be a second. It was there and it's gone. Everything was waiting. And that's what happens when we wait. I'll get it done now. I had everything ready. I had the hands, everything. It happens, won't take long. There we go. All right, I'll share the screen with you now. And we'll start on hand number 3, because that's the first one we were going to talk about. How are we going to execute these crossruffs? Okay. There you go. All right. Right, I'll share the screen. That should be fine now. There you go. All right, so we're going to share the screen looking at hand number 3. This is the first hand of the evening, and we're going to open the bidding. Is this hand number 3?
Yes.
Okay, and South is the dealer. South's going to pass. And West is going to open the bidding with 1 diamond. North is going to pass. And now what are we going to bid on this hand over here? Now there's a lot of discussion about what one should be bidding. Now when you have a 4-card major and a 5-card minor and enough points to make 2 bids, you should not bid 1 spade. You should bid on this hand 2 clubs. You should bid 2 clubs. So I would bid 2 clubs knowing that I have a longer club suit and enough to make 2 bids. 2 clubs. Now, if we had to bid 1 spade, if we go back to bidding 1 spade, I'm just going to undo this, which I feel distorts the shape of the hand, and we bid 1 spade. And it goes pass. West would jump to 3 spades, invitational. Invitational. Now, looking at the hand invitational, if you bid 1 spade and partner bids 3 spades, you have a very good hand with a singleton, even though it's partner suit. So you may be interested in looking for better things, but the only thing is you do not have any control in the heart suit. So I'd like to go back to the way I think we should bid this hand. I think it's much better to do 2 clubs. Once we bid at the 2 level, we show at least 11 high card points and at least 4 clubs on the hand. And now we have a little bit of a problem here. We cannot bid no trump with a singleton. We cannot bid no trump with a singleton. So we have to make another bid. And having to bid in this hand, you'd have to bid 2 hearts. Now, people would call that a reverse. Sometimes you've got no choice, but you have to make a bid in order to keep the bidding alive. You cannot do anything else. You cannot rebid as a first rebid with a singleton. It's going to go pass. And now East is now going to bid 2 spades. Now 2 spades is called the 4th suit. We've bid 3 suits. What does 2 spades mean? It asks a question. It asks 3 questions. The first question, do you have shape? Tell me your shape. Number 2, if you don't have shape, tell me if you've got 3 clubs with me. Delayed support. And the last one is if you don't have shape and you don't have 3 clubs, do you have a stopper in the spade suit? Now, to describe a 4-4-4-1 shape, the bidding should be like this. 1 diamond, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 spades. When you raise the 4th suit, you're showing the following shape in bridge. This is one of the dreaded shapes in bridge. 4-4-4-1, or 5 diamonds, avoiding spades, and 4 hearts and 4, avoiding clubs, 4 hearts and 4 spades. So this bit of 3 spades either is 4 diamonds, 1 club, 4 hearts and 4 spades, or 5 diamonds, no clubs, 4 hearts and 4 spades. You always raise the 4th suit to show that shape. Well, now this hand is looking for a slam because you have an incredible shape. You know you have an 8-card major suit fit. You know their partner's got something in hearts, and over 3 spades you can now go 4 no trump blackwood. Pass. Partner will bid 5 hearts. I've got 2 aces. And it's going to go pass, and now you're going to bid 6 spades. Now, I don't know if anybody got there. And if they didn't get there and they did bid 1 spade, which is not correct, over a diamond, you could still get to slam on this hand, because the minute partner jumps to 3 spades, you should be looking towards a slam on the hand, because you don't only have 13 now, we reevaluate the hand. Are there any questions on this bidding, please? I need questions. Any questions on the bidding? Did anyone get to 6 spades? No one? Okay. Right. So we've got
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. So you went Blackwood. What's the difference between going Blackwood and going 1430?
Oh, 1430, I don't like you to learn yet. I think that's for a much more advanced players.
Okay.
It's the 5th trump. You don't need all that for the level that you play bridge. 1430 is really for much higher level people where they don't want to miss 7s, missing certain cards. And as far as I'm concerned, I never ever played 1430 until I got trained for the World Bridge. I had never played 1430. People make too many mistakes. You should be learning simple bridge. You should not be learning 1430 at this stage of your career. Definitely not. I do not advocate it for 0 to 50 players. It's just the fashion, so everybody wants to play it. But the mistakes they make are more than you'll ever imagine. Just do straight Blackwood. That's it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay? Really, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's look at this hand. We're going to get the lead of the Queen of Diamonds because the one who bid spades, the 4th suit, was East. Whether you bid a spade first or you use the 4th suit, East is West or South is on lead. And now we're looking at the following. It's very hard to know which is the master hand, because when you're an 8-card fit with 4-4, how do we know which is the master hand? We don't know. But we've got to look at roughing losers. Now, looking at the diamond suit, I would like to rough my diamonds and draw trumps with the other hand, but it's impossible to know which way we're going to play this hand. So we've got 5 clubs in the hand. We've got 4 diamonds in the hand. It's always better to rough with the longer suit first, but there's so many different ways of looking at this hand. So let's take the ace first. hand. Now we've got to embark on a cross ruff, and it's very important. We can't afford to lose the lead. We really can't afford to lose the lead. We definitely need to ruff a club. We definitely need to ruff diamonds. We need to ruff 3 lots of diamonds. 3 lots of diamonds. So let's try and decide which way to ruff the hand. Now, I like to cash my side winners first in order to be able to ruff with the longer suits first. But it's up to you which way you want to go. Let's try. Some of them are clear-cut to cash the side winners first. Well, let's just start with this one. The longer suit first. I always do the longer suit first. Oh, well, that came out very interesting. That came out even more interesting than what we anticipated. But we still have to ruff these diamonds. Let's cash the ace king of hearts first. Whatever you do, always cash your side winners first. Always your side winners first. Right, now we need to ruff a diamond. Well, we know that this hand over here has got no more clubs. So if they ruff, you'll over ruff. If they discard, you'll discard. So you know the club is good. Costs nothing once we know the club is good. They can't over ruff the queen, the jack, and the 10. So they're going to ruff it, of course. They're not going to let you have it. That's fine. They're going to ruff a diamond. And you're going to ruff a club. They may discard a diamond, but they can't over ruff the dummy. It doesn't matter. If they're rough or over rough, it doesn't matter. They can't throw the club away. They'll throw the heart away. You'll take your club. And you're going to ruff it. We don't care what they do, right? And all you do is give up 1 heart trick and your king of spades will be good. And my theory is they're going to have to ruff that trick anyway. And your king is good. So the theory about cross-ruffing is to always start with the longer suit first, because if you start with the short suit, you'll run into trouble. And I've seen that happen many, many times. But it's a great way of learning how to cross-ruff a hand. Are there any questions before we get on to the next one? No questions? Okay. Let's do hand number 4. Some of them are easier than others. Okay, the dealer is West. West is going to open 1 spade. Pass. And now we're looking at this hand, and you don't want to support spades straight away. Remember, your singleton heart is worth 3 extra points. And having 3 extra points on the hand, we want to go slowly to hear the opener's rebid. Okay? 1 spade, pass. And now this hand's going to have to bid 2 diamonds. Pass by south, 2 hearts. Partner, I've got 5 spades and 4 hearts. And now we have to make a decision what we're going to bid next on this hand. Well, when we're looking at this whole situation, we know that we have a spade fit and all partner could bid was 2 hearts, so we're going to just jump to 4 spades. Having a singleton heart doesn't make their hand look much better now because that was partner's second suit. So I would just bid 4 spades. And that's where we're going to play. In 4 spades. So it is a spade, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 4 spades. And the lead is the king of clubs. Now, The hand we want to set up in this situation is the hand with the long trumps. We have longer trumps now. So now we have to look at the losers. And in the heart suit, we have 3 losers. But we look at dummy. If we can trump 3 hearts with those 3 spades, we'll have no losers in that suit. In the club suit, we have 2 losers. And in the diamonds, we have no losers at all. So looking at the hand we're setting up is definitely the spade suit. So we don't have to ruff all the diamonds. The main thing is being able to ruff the hearts. That is our main priority on this hand. We're not going to do a complete cross ruff. We just want to make sure we get rid of those 3 heart losers. So we're going to take the ace of clubs. You could start on the diamonds and ruff a diamond, but you're still going to land up with 2 club losers no matter what you do. I would use my diamonds as my taxi to get back to my hand to ruff the hearts. So in this situation, I would take my 9 of hearts to the ace, and I would ruff a heart. I need to ruff these 3 with those trumps in the dummy. Remember, we always ruff with short trumps in the dummy. And you cannot afford to lose the lead. Take your ace of diamonds. And you're going to ruff a diamond. That looks very ominous. Take a heart. And ruff another heart. Always ruff with the short trumps in dummy. We do that all the time. Take another diamond. But you cannot afford to ruff this diamond with the 7 of spades. Why? Because we need to ruff that heart with the king of spades. We can't afford them to over ruff. If we ruff with the 7 of spades and they come back a trump, we cannot ruff that heart. So let's ruff it with the jack of spades. Just to be safe. And it was safe. There we go. So now you take your 7 of hearts and you want to ruff it with the king of spades. There you go. And now what are they going to discard? They can discard a club, a diamond. Dummy looks pretty dead. Okay, so now looking at the 2 hands together, okay, we've got 2 club losers to lose. And the jack of diamonds isn't good, but we could get the tricks maybe to fall together. We've got no idea what's going to happen. So let's play a diamond and we can learn to just ruff it with the queen of spades. And what are they going to ruff? Throw a club away. All right, so we'll play the ace of spades. And you'll give up your 2 clubs and you'll lose another spade trick. As long as you ruffed with the short trumps in dummy. Are there any questions, everybody? He has to ruff the trick. There's nothing we can do about it. Any questions on this hand? I need you to ruff those 3 hearts with 3 trumps in the dummy. That is very important because we're setting up the hand with the long trumps. Are there any questions? None? Okay.
Linda?
Yes.
Linda, if you were on defense, would you consider leading a trump in this situation?
No, the king of clubs stands out a mile.
True, but
Because
isn't
you're
the
long in the
lesson this
second
week
suit.
about cross-ruffs?
I agree, because of the length in the second suit. You know, when I lead a trump, and this is another thing I'm going to talk about, opening leads. When I'm long in their first suit, not the second suit, the first suit, and I'm long in the first suit and they settle in the second suit, I lead a trump. But I've never done it the other way around. I've never done it the other way around. When I'm long in their first suit and they settle in the second suit, I always lead a trump. But this is different.
Okay.
I don't know about the heart suit. They've settled on the first suit. Hard not to lead the king of clubs. You're 100% correct if they settle in the second or the third suit. But when you're long in the first suit, that's the time to lead a trump. Or they've settled in the first suit. So I don't normally lead a trump when I've got such a good club suit. It's hard. Leads can make or break contracts. What did you lead? Yes.
So when we look at this hand for 4 spades, I'm just trying to figure out your methodology for trumping to automatically trump from the dummy with those 3 king, 10, and 8. Is it because the cards are fairly weak?
No, the hand with the long trumps is the hand you've got to set up. Always look at the master hand when you've got a 5-card trump suit. When you 4-4, it's very hard to know which is the hand you want to make the good hand. But when you've got a 5-card trump suit, you usually set up the hand with the long trumps. And I'm looking at 3 heart losers. Looking at the dummy where I can ruff with the short trumps in the dummy, I need to get those moving first.
Okay.
So that to me is number 1. Okay, that's the only reason. Anytime you play out a hand, you should always know which is the master hand in a suit contract. Never play without knowing which is the hand you want to set up. That's the number 1 rule about play out of the hand in a suit contract. Which is going to be the master hand? I try to teach that to you on all the hands we play. If you go back to all the hands we played in the past on how to play out a suit contract, we always make a decision which is the master hand, and then we take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
And that's why I did it this way. I had 3 trumps there. I don't expect to ruff all the diamonds. And if you do expect to ruff all the diamonds, and you want to ruff the hearts, I can play that hand again, ruffing just diamonds, but you're going to land up in trouble because as the diamonds are, they're not breaking. So it doesn't look too good. So let's go through to number 5, and then we'll take the
question.
Yes, please do.
What do you mean by setting up the hand?
Okay, when you play bridge, before you play any hand, one hand is you've got to think of one hand becoming the good hand. Is it going to be the dummy or is it going to be your hand? You cannot play bridge floundering from one hand to the other and in the end you go down. So that is why I always say and advocate that if you have long trumps, usually the hand with the long trumps is the one we want to look and make the good hand. You cannot play bridge not knowing which is the master hand, the good hand. When you're in a 4-4 fix, it's completely different. But when you got a 5-3 or a 5-4, you always look at the hand with the long trumps. And if you go back to all the lessons that I've done in the past on play of the suit contract, I always tell you, especially the dummy reversal, which I'm going to do again this coming weeks, the dummy becomes the master hand, because what happens is when you play no trump and partner transfers, the long suit is in the dummy. So where the long suit's in the dummy, that becomes the good hand. Now you've got to turn yourself upside down. And that's coming up this week. So please have a look. I'm going to show you every time we play out a suit contract, how we're going to set up one hand, okay? But tonight's lesson does not set up one hand. Tonight's lesson sets up a cross ruff. And that means we are not setting up one hand. We are cross ruffing all the cards and trying to make all the trumps separately. So that's tonight's lesson. That one was easier that way. Are you ready? Does that help you?
Yes, that was great. Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at this one now. The bidding goes 1 diamond by north, pass by east, 1 spade by south, pass by west, and now we've got to decide how high and how much we would bid on this hand. I want to talk about this hand look at the north hand. You have in high card points in the north hand, 17 high card points. That singleton club gives you 3 extra dummy points. That means you've got 20 points now. So you can't bid anything but 4 spades. You add partner 6 points because all partner shows you is 6 points. That's all we know. And you bid 4 spades. Now that is not a close-out bid. The opener describes the strength of the hand. I have seen so many people say that 4 spades is a shutout bid. It's a closeout. There's no such thing by the opener. The opener describes the strength of the hand. So the opener takes the responder to have 6 points, adds the 20 points to the 6 and bids again. But South has a singleton heart. That becomes 3 extra points. So if we add up the points in the South hand, we have 4 in the spades, 3 in the hearts is 7 for the singleton, 4 in the clubs is 11, and 3 in the diamonds. That's 14. What's 14 and 19? 33. We have to go to slam. We cannot ever pass 4 spades. Partner took us for 6 points. So we should go 4 no trump blackwood. How many aces do you have, partner? And partner will bid 5 spades. I have 3 aces. And now you don't have to look for kings, and I'm going to tell you why you don't look for kings, okay? Because on the point count between the two of you, we don't have enough to look for 7. All partner showed was 18, 19, and you have 14. So even if you have all 4 aces, don't bother about kings. That doesn't even come in the equation. Just be happy to bid 6 spades. And that's how we get there. I want everyone to know that the opener describes the strength of the hand. The opener describes the strength of the hand. That is the principle of this game. Opener describes, responder decides. Opener shows and tells, responder asks and listens. Okay? And we're going to get the lead of the King of Hearts, which is very standard. And now, let's talk about why we cannot draw trumps. If you had to draw trumps, what are we going to do with the 4 and the 3 and the 2 of hearts? If you drew trumps, what are we going to do with the 7, the 6, and the 4 of clubs? We're going to have all these losers, and we've got to make 12 tricks. So our only chance of being able to make all our tricks separately is to do what's called a crossruff. Now, I don't have any long clubs. I don't have any long hearts. But if I look at the quality of my spade suit, I have all the top spades. The ace, the queen, the 10, and the 8 are the same as the king, the jack, the 9, and the 7. But remember, I told you, one of the most important things in this game is to always make sure that you cash your side winners first. Because if you don't, they're going to discard and you won't make them. But now we're going to win the ace of hearts. And this is when we decide, you know what? I think we can cross-ruff this hand. I think this is a great cross-ruff. We can ruff a heart, we can ruff a club, we can ruff a heart, but you better catch 2 diamonds. We have 8 diamonds between us. I'm going to go back to talking about with you the percentages of the diamonds missing. Let's go back. We said when you have an 8-card fit, there are 5 missing. They usually break 3 and 2. So that is 68% of the time there's an odd number missing. So before we start our cross ruff, let us cash our 2 diamonds first. I'm scared. I don't want them to discard the diamonds. Okay, just take them away. Get those done out of the way first. Once that's done, we're A-ing away, right? So now we can ruff 1 heart. And we want to make them separately. We'll take the ace of clubs. We're going to ruff this one. Then we're going to ruff a heart. And this is where you have fun at the bridge table. We just cross ruff everything in sight. No one can over ruff you. Take your club. As long as you cash those 2 winners first, because one day they're going to discard them and you'll never see them. I don't think we're going to make this one. We're going to go down.
People made it.
We didn't make it. I must have done something wrong. What do you think I did wrong? Does anyone know what I did wrong?
Think you played the ace in properly, or
What's that?
when you trumped, you used the ace?
I'm not sure. Our opponents bid 6 spades and made 6 spades.
I have to make 6 spades. I don't know what I did wrong. I really don't. I did something wrong. Let me look. I definitely did something wrong. If you can you tell me what I did wrong? I don't know what I did wrong. I did something wrong. And it's not often I do something wrong, but if I did, I'm happy to tell you. You may be better than me. Let's have a look. Oh, we didn't have to cash the 2 diamonds? I don't see how that will work. I'd like to do it again. I'd like to do it again if we have time. I really would. So let's get on to number 9, and then we'll go back and do 10 and 8. And if I can do it, we're going to do it again. Can anyone tell me how they did it? Because I know you can get this, they may get discards. I'd like to do it over again. Let's just do number 9. And then I'll go back to it, because I really thought that we should have made this hand, and I don't know what I did wrong. All right, let's look at number 9. All right, so let's start the bidding on number 9. We're going to open 1 heart. East is going to pass. And what is West going to bid on number 9? Only 2 hearts. We don't have anything better, even though you've only got 6 points with the singleton spade. We're bidding 2 hearts. And now looking at the North hand, North has a very strong hand and is going to bid 4 hearts on the hand. So we have to play in 4 hearts because North upgrades that singleton ace. Okay. Now, looking at the hand, we've got to look at the losers in the hand. And here we go again, looking at the hand with the long trumps. I want you to look at the hand with the long trumps. That is the North hand. We have no heart losers. We have 3 spade losers and 3 diamond losers. If we can trump all those spades, we have no club losers, then all we have to lose are 3 diamond tricks. And what are they going to lead? The 10 of clubs. They're not leading a diamond from ace queen, and they're not leading a spade from the king. They led the 10 of diamond clubs, which shows the 9. And now the most important thing is to get backwards and forwards to ruff with the short trumps in the dummy. And now we get back to which is the master hand, the one with the long trumps. We are looking at the queen of spades, the 6 of spades, the 5 of spades as losers. We're looking at 3 diamond losers. If the ace is not under the king, we're losing 3 diamond tricks. It is our duty, absolute duty, to make sure that we ruff with the short trumps in dummy. Okay? And the only way we can do that is by ruffing a club afterwards to get back. We can't afford to lose the lead. Once you lose the lead, they'll come back a trump. So we're going to take a club and you're going to ruff it. Then they're going to come back a spade and you're going to ruff it. You can't afford to lose the lead. Then you're going to come back a club and you can ruff it with the 10 of hearts or the 6 of hearts. They let the 10, they've got to have the 9. We don't need doubletons, everybody. And now you're going to take the queen of spades and you're going to ruff the last one with the king of hearts. And that is what we're trying to set up. The hand with the long trumps has 3 spade losers. We use our clubs as our vehicle to get backwards and forwards. We cannot afford to touch the diamond suit. Not at all. Now we can try the diamond. If the ace of diamonds is in the west hand, the west, it will work. So let's try the diamond suit. It's all to nothing because we don't know where the ace of diamonds is. You've got to put up the king. And you're going to lose 3 diamond tricks and the rest are yours. So that takes us back to the same situation that you asked me a minute ago. How do we know which is the good hand? And the good hand is the one with the long trumps. That's the hand we concentrate on. And the rest are ours. All the hearts are ours. And we make all the cards. Are there any questions on the hand? Your club is your vehicle to get backwards. Because if you lose the lead, you're done. You've got to get rid of those 3 spades first. Any question? No questions? Okay. All right. I'm looking in the chat. Nothing. Okay, let's look at number 10. Somebody wanted to see number 10. And number 8. And then we'll go back and see what we did wrong on the other hand. Okay. All right, let's look at number 10. 17 points. I think we should open 1 no trump. We have a no trump shape. You do not promise a stopper in all the suits at all. You're showing a no trump shape and 15 to 17. And looking at this hand, you have an incredible heart suit. Now let's talk about this heart suit. We know partner's got to have a minimum of a doubleton heart, a minimum. But we got 2 diamond losers. We've got 3 spade losers, but our partner did open a no trump. So looking at just the losers on its own, okay, you're looking at a situation where I don't think it's that simple to get to a slam. If you play Texas transfer, you would bid 4 diamonds, which is a transfer to hearts, but let's bid 2 diamonds. People don't play Texas here. Sorry, that's pass here. Pass here. 2 diamonds for West. Transfer to hearts. They may bid 3 clubs. They may bid 3 clubs. If they bid 3 clubs, which I think is pretty dangerous, they want the club lead, they have no hearts, they may very well bid 3 clubs. Let's say they did bid 3 clubs. You do not have to bid if you only have 2 hearts in your hand. So if you bid 3 hearts, you're guaranteeing 3 hearts for partner over interference bidding. You do not have to take the transfer because partner could have 0 points in the hand. So a pass after interference shows 2 hearts. If you bid freely over interference, you guarantee 3 hearts. Pass. And now your singleton ace of clubs is gold. Once partner shows a heart fit, you're going to bid 4 clubs. Partner, I've got the ace of clubs. I'm interested. And now the partner that's got the fit knows that you control clubs. And if he wants to, he can bid 4 diamonds. I've got the ace of diamonds. And it's going to go pass. And he's going to bid 4 hearts because I don't have spade control. I don't control spades, but the East hand does control spades, and East can now bid 6 hearts. And that is the only way you're going to get there. In plain English, without interference, it will not be as easy. So let's go back, everybody, to the situation without them bidding 3 clubs. Can everybody tell me, did anyone bid 3 clubs on this hand?
Somebody did on our hand. I have a question. How do you know that the 4 clubs is saying that you have the ace
Because they bid the suit.
instead of it being Gerber?
There's no, I don't play Gerber.
Oh, you don't play Gerber.
I only play Gerber over 1 no 4 clubs or 2 no 4 clubs. Don't ever use Gerber any other time. It's too confusing and too much trouble. Everybody gets mixed up. They never know when it's Gerber. They never know when it's a suit. Don't ever play Gerber unless it's 1 no 4 clubs or 2 no 4 clubs. Never play Gerber. You don't need it.
Thank you.
Okay? 1 no 4 clubs, 2 no 4 clubs. That's it. This can never be Gerber because it's a suit they bid. It's called a Q bid, a control. So if they bid 3 clubs, 3 hearts is free. But I'll go back to a situation where they pass the 3 hearts to show only 2 hearts. I'm going to go back and teach you something that is not in our system, but you might as well know what to do when you've got 2 hearts. So let's just go back for one moment. What happens when you've got 2 hearts? You don't take the transfer. Okay? You pass. You don't know whether partner's got 0 points. You don't know anything. Partner may be transferring with 0 points in the hand with a 5-card heart suit. So if you did not have 3 hearts, you would pass, and now partner will bid 3 diamonds. Please take the transfer, partner. I want you to take the transfer. Pass. And then you would bid 3 hearts. And that's how you get partner to tell you to take the transfer. You bid it again. What happened with you that you wanted to know about this hand? Do you ever ask me on board number 10?
I was just wondering how to get to slam.
Only with their bid clubs. If you don't bid clubs, we're not getting there, and I'm never going to be there. I have got no idea about the controls in diamonds and spades. I'm losing a lot of tricks. I would never get there if they don't bid clubs. That 3 clubs allowed me to show my control. And that was my only chance I could get there. I will never get there without that bid. I will be honest with you. Why would I be looking for a slam on this hand when I'm not sure what my partner's cards are? I really don't know. I could be off the ace, king of diamonds to start, or the ace, king of spades to start, and my partner's all over with other suits. I don't know. So I would never get there. Only 3 clubs helps me.
So Linda, so the rule is that you can't rebid a transferred suit. Is that correct? I mean, the 2 diamonds.
Yeah, you cannot repeat a transfer suit with 5.
Okay, cannot repeat a transfer.
No.
Okay. So because,
That's my rule, and I've said this before. When you've transferred, you've shown 5. When they're telling you to take the transfer, they guarantee you 6. Guaranteed, because if you pass to show only 2, partner doesn't mind. I've got 6.
and
You're
that's
not
why they
allowed
did-
to repeat a transfer suit if it's 5.
okay, so that's why they rebid the two
Exactly.
diamonds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Two
I'm so
diamonds,
happy you've been listening to all my lessons. I'm so
right.
happy.
Trying to.
Okay. That's so true. That repeating that 5-card suit comes up all the time. All right. So now
Linda,
we get-
one table got to 6 hearts without a 3-club bid.
what, they just blundered into it? Not
No,
knowing where the
I don't
part-
think so. No, they bid 1 no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 4 no trump, 5 hearts, 6 hearts, because West, as responder, when they got the 2 heart bid, they already saw the strength they had with 17 points their partner had and what they had.
Yes,
with
but
their
how did
heart
they
suit.
know? Hold on a second. How do they know? How does they know that the West hand is not missing the ace, king of spades, which could easily happen, and have the king of clubs and not the king of spades?
But they asked for they asked for aces.
Yeah, but 2
So,
aces doesn't show the
They
ace,
could have
king of
stopped at 5
spades.
hearts.
But 2 aces could be the ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts. How do you know you're not off 2 spade losers? I am totally
I don't know.
against Blackwood, totally against Blackwood when I know I could be off 2 losers to start.
So in
I
other
only
words, you're
believe-
saying that West with only 1 ace should never use Blackwood in that situation.
I would never go Blackwood looking at least 2 losers in an unbid suit. I don't know. That's why I like control bidding. I could
Okay,
take
I
the
didn't
king
know
of
that.
clubs and put it in the east hand and give the king of spades to the north hand, and you're losing the first 2 spade tricks.
Right. Okay. But I mean,
And
West is just trying
West,
to figure things out. So
West
in that
just took
case,
a flyer and it worked.
right. So they should have basically just bid 4
Control
hearts and
bid.
let it go.
Without a doubt, control
Okay.
bid.
Okay.
Okay. All right, number 8. Now let's see what happened on number 8. I don't know what happened on number 8. It went past by West. And you should not open a weak 2 with 2 majors on this hand, north. You should pass. And E should pass. And when you have this hand with 2 5-card minors, we always open the higher one. Remember, high 5, 1 diamond. Pass. And when you've got 5-5 in the majors, high 5 or 6-5, if it's 5-5 in the majors or 6-5 in the major, length first, high 5 if they're 5-5, you're bidding 1 spade. And it's going to go pass. And now you've got 7 and 6, 13, 17 points. But let's go back. When you have a singleton in your partner suit, your hand's not so great anymore. So just bid 2 clubs, please, to show at least 9 cards. Okay? At least 9 cards. Right? And it'll go pass. And now you cannot bid hearts, because hearts becomes the 4th suit, and we know you are past hand. It would show hearts, but it would show a much better hand. All you've got are 5 points in this hand. So when partner bids 2 clubs, partner doesn't know that your spade suits 6. It could be 4. So on this hand, you would just bid 2 spades. And now this hand should just get out and not bid anymore and get out. If you bid 3 clubs, which some people would do, partner, I don't like your spades, choose between diamonds and clubs, you would now have to bid 3 diamonds. So that's your other alternative. If you don't want to leave partner in 2 spades, and I believe in quitting as fast as I can, my partner made the weakest bid in the world and I do not fit, I get out. But if you want to show 5-5 and a better hand, you can bid 3 clubs, and partner will now know you've got 10 cards at least, and you now go back to 3 diamonds, and that's where you're going to play. What did you play the hand in?
I don't want to say.
Hey, Linda, so in our table, North started with a 2-spade bid.
No kidding, with 5 hearts and a void. Wow. Okay. All right, so partner bid 2 hearts, 2 spades. I'm not bidding, I'm done. I've got nothing to say. I don't fit, I'm quitting. I've got nothing to say. I don't think we should be in a game. I don't
And
know.
then
What
South
happened?
bid, well, then South bid 2 no trump. And then North corrected to 3 hearts.
Showing a heart feature. It's not a suit, it's called a feature. 2 no asks for a feature. Have you got an outside ace or king? That is what 2 no trump means after a week 2 opening. So it can never be correct to bid hearts because you could never have 2 suits when you open a week 2. A week 2 is a 1-suited hand.
Well, my partner opened 1 spade. I think she looked at her hand and said, 6-5, come alive.
No kidding.
But yes, and me having 17 points, I got carried away. I go, okay, my
I would
partner's
be
got
carried
10.
away as well. I would think, oh my God, if my partner could open a spade and I've got this hand, this looks really good.
So we went to 4 no trump and went down 3.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
can
it was
believe that.
terrible. It was a fiasco.
Right. First
So-
of all, you shouldn't open a week 2 and a void and another 5-card major. Partner could have a void in spades and have 5 hearts.
But she opened 1 spade. That's even worse because
That's
1
worse.
spade was
That's worse.
13 points, right?
That's
And
worse.
so, yeah.
You know, I want to give you a word of advice that when the spades is the anchor suit, no one can outbid you being spades being the anchor suit. No one can outbid you. It's a very
that's
bad
true.
thing to do that,
That's
to
true.
open 1. Because you've got the boss suit, the suit that no one can bid.
Not at the 1 level.
So therefore, once it's the boss suit, why would you ever get busy on that hand? I like the bid for 1 reason. First of all, I want a spade lead. I don't want a heart lead. Second of all, if they do open a minor, the opponents, you could cube it a minor to show the majors. That would show the hand if they opened a club or a diamond. So
She
you should
opened 1
never open that
spade.
hand. You can
I
always
bid 2 no trump in response to her 1 spade opening, and then it just went downhill from there.
Well, what? Over 1 spade, you bid 2 no trump.
Right.
Not
With
2
17
spades,
points.
2 no.
No, because
I played 2 no trump over 1 spade is Jacoby 2 no. I never used that bid ever in bridge. Ever. I bid a
okay,
suit.
oh
It might
well.
have been over 2 spades, 2 no asked for a feature.
Well, she bid 1 spade.
Well, then you would bid 2 diamonds.
I
Slowly.
should bid 2 diamonds.
The
Okay.
stronger you are, the slower you go.
Okay.
And just keep bidding and bidding and bidding, and you'll never stop me bidding if my partner opened a spade.
Yeah.
I would be going to the moon.
Yeah, we did,
Okay.
and then we fell short.
All right. So I don't know if there's time to play this other hand, but I've got to work it out. I'm very upset about it. So I am. I really am. It's not often that I can misplay a hand, but I mean, you know, no one's infallible. We all make mistakes. I'm happy
But the
to admit
ones
it.
that did make 6 spades, the defenders made errors. I looked at those hands.
Which, this one?
Yeah, the one here, 2 people made 6 spades. One of them,
Okay.
the
All right.
defenders
So let me.
led a trump near the end when they could have led a
Oh yeah, but
club
they
of
can't
4.
lose the lead. So let me just put in at the moment.
I don't think there's a way to make
I'm going to put in 6 spades by South, just to make it fast. Because, sorry, oh God, I didn't mean to do that. Let me just get it done again, just to save time. I'm going to put in 6 spades by South, and then I'm going to play it again and see if I can redeem myself. Right? Okay. All right, so let me see if I can redeem myself. I leave the king of hearts and take the ace. Okay. And I'm going to ruff a heart. Okay, the ace of clubs. And I'm going to ruff a club. And a ruff a heart. And a ruff a club.
Okay, wait. Why don't you play out your trump at that point when you got 3 trump?
And
You
what
could
must I
pull
do with the
trump and
4 of
win
diamonds?
You
Hold
could,
on.
and win 4 diamonds.
Okay, so what must I do with the 6 of clubs or the 4 of hearts?
No, don't worry about those. Go back, pull trump at this
Hold
point,
on, hold on,
and
hold
play
on.
4 diamonds.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, that's what you're telling me to do now.
Pull your trump. And then play 4 diamond
Stop.
winners.
Yes, you're right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So I'm going to now draw trumps.
That would work.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I did. I just didn't bid a slam.
Okay. I did something wrong. And then I've got all the diamonds and I give up one trick in the end. Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you. I don't know what I did wrong. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So I hope you all had a fun time. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. And I'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.
Brenda.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.